we don't meet people all the time that you just really like. So I asked Brother Lewis if I could introduce this person today, and to me she's special, and to a lot of the other people here she's special as well. And today I'd like to introduce to you our friend, Susan Montee.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, and I am proud to be standing before you as a candidate for Lieutenant Governor this year. I think that it is important in this decidedly anti-worker political environment that we found ourselves in that we all reaffirm our commitment to organized labor. And it's a commitment that I have had throughout my entire career. When I was in private practice as an attorney, we represented injured workers and those treated unfairly on the job. When I was state auditor, we went after issues like prevailing wage. We found situations like the city of Lebanon, where after putting out their bids, they were hiring the construction crews as temporary workers in order to avoid paying prevailing wage and also not pay those workers any benefits. And then they were passing that on to other areas, and we found the same thing going on in the Pleasant Hope School District. We also worked with the Department of Labor on the issues of misclassification of workers, where unscrupulous employers are trying to gain a competitive advantage by not paying the taxes on the workers. Once again, it's not only hurting us in the economy there, but also hurting the workers. And when I became chair of the Democratic Party, I brought that commitment with me, and we worked actively trying to educate the Democratic voters in this state on the issues important to organized labor. We took an active role in last year's legislative cycle by notifying all of our members when things were hitting the floor and asking them to call their senator or their representative on issues such as the Paycheck Deception Act. And I affirmed my commitment to collective bargaining last year when we highlighted and invited the senators from Wisconsin to be our guests in the Jefferson-Jackson dinner last year. So it is those types of commitments and others that have put me in the lieutenant governor's race. Because we were on a path where we were going to take a pass on an office where the Republican already had $1.5 million in the bank a year out from the election. If we had let him go unopposed, he could have spent money against all of our races and still had enough to have a leg up for the governor's race in 2016. And that was a scenario that I just couldn't live with. So I stepped down as chair of the party and became a candidate for lieutenant governor. But I did not throw myself on the sword. I actually saw a path to victory. And I know how important the lieutenant governor's office is. Because the lieutenant governor's primary responsibility is to be ready to be governor should the need arise. And so when we look at our candidates for lieutenant governor, we need to look at them with the same seriousness that we look at the top of the ticket. And I am the only candidate of all three parties in this race that has the experience to lead from day one. But I also have the strength in the office's specific duties. I've shown in the auditor's office that I have an understanding of the protections necessary for our senior citizens. And there is no better advocate for Veterans Affairs. I come from a military family. My dad was a career Marine missing in action in Vietnam. And I will work tirelessly to make sure that all of the veterans and their families get everything they earn and deserve, the way that I did, because I went to college on the GI Bill. But things changed in the lieutenant governor's race. The guy with all the money dropped out of the race and bought a bank, and so all of a sudden people saw this as winnable. But that's a good thing. It's a good thing that people see it as winnable, because if we don't see it as winnable, we don't work as hard to attain it, and losing becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I am excited that we see this as a winnable opportunity. But winnable does not mean easy. It means that we need to be working for this right now, today, not 4 months from now, if we want to make this happen, especially in a climate where one of the Republican opponents is taking his checks in $250,000 increments. Now, I have a primary. I don't like it. I know that you guys don't like to be involved in primaries. None of us do. And people that are involved in this primary are our friends. But this is not a popularity contest. I am not running for prom queen, and I wouldn't be in this race if I didn't know that I was the best candidate with the best chance to win in November. And I will win the primary. Polls have me 25 points up, and I'm top of the ballot. But it isn't about the primary, it's about November. And we can win this if we start working now. So I need your support. I need it today. I'm here to ask for it. I want you to help me right now. And I know that together, if we start now, we can win this in November. So thank you all so very, very much.
Proud to be with you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yay.